Hey guys, this is just a little check-in. I know it's been a while. I kind of have been going through a lot mentally. Um, Obviously, I've been out of work, trying to figure out what the next steps are. I did go back to the doctors. I have more rehab to do, or I have or I have surgery. So, which sucks. But I'm trying to find the light of not the light. I'm trying to find the reason, right? I think that everything that happens to us, no matter what it is, whether it's, something doesn't work out at work or something happens to your kid or your family member or, you know, I've had some health issues in my family that really kind of put a lot of things into light and just, hearing other people's stories and things don't happen to us, they happen for us. So I think that, part of this journey for me is figuring out what that is. And that's hard. It takes work. And I think that I'm realizing in my life, I need to kill the noise, right? I need to stop. Um, I need to, and I, this is here where this is gonna this will help the story later, right? So I'm also looking at my mirror in the mirror, and I'm like, well, why would I? My hair. Obviously, I do this after the gym, so I've had a hat on, and um, I'm trying to fix my hair, and I'm like, who gives a shit, right? Like, I don't. This is to be what I'm doing this for is to be authentic and to be myself and to be unapologetically myself. And I'm like, this only makes it more authentic. My hair and my weird and what my hair looks like. So brings me to my next point. I'm trying to numb the noise, right? I am viciously ADD. ADHD, I've been prescribed that. I've been on Ritalin, I've been on Adderall for a little bit. I don't like the thought of being on medicine, but now that I'm kind of trying to kill the noise is what I want to kind of title this episode, right? Like whether it's I love TikTok. I love it. I can just be filtered with so many different things and I love it, but it's also a curse, right? I can lose so much time of my day on it. I can numb or not think of things because I'm watching TikTok, right? I can kind of I can I can numb the other noise that I really need to focus on with the noise of TikTok or with the noise of what that it's music, it's TV, it's eating, it's all these vices that are really trying to knock me off of, hey, like I should be focusing on this. I need to really buckle down on this and what does this mean for me? And part of that is I need to have grace for myself too. It's a lot to kind of put all that weight on, let's sit down and figure it out. Like, I think that it's going to naturally work out, but I just need to kind of quiet the noise. So, yes, I would like to put this out more. I think that for me to actually help others, I would have to really promote it and put it on TikTok or put it on Instagram and be vulnerable and kind of, I feel like I have things to share. I feel like there's people like me who could use the help. Men or single dads or just trying to navigate life, parenting, all that stuff. So I want to kind of get a little bit more involved and maybe go granular. I feel like a lot of these are just so broad. And I get on here and I babble and that's kind of my ADD. So realizing that ADD for me doesn't allow me to feel my feelings, right? I'm sitting here journaling and I get up and I make a grocery list. Like it's definitely an issue for me. It also leads to procrastination for me, right? Uh, I can I start to think about something I need to do, then I'll think about how what it means, and I think down the line, and I'm lost, right? And then it becomes okay. That's a bigger endeavor than calling to schedule home heating oil, right? Like it's like it becomes a bigger deal. So then I procrastinate more. So then that puts me behind the eight ball more. And then, everything becomes, I got to get it done in one day. And then I get frantic, and it leads to, it snowballs. So I'm trying to be hyper aware of what I do and try to change my process. And I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I've done a lot of growth, and it's easy to kind of make those big changes and kind of, go through divorce and mentally be okay with who I am. And now I find myself almost kind of falling a little bit back and not finding the confidence and not being harsher on myself and going through some realizations of parenting and kind of, some different changes in my life. So, it's ADD is a problem for me, right? You'll see it when you're listening to me. It gets everywhere. So I'm trying to streamline that and stay on a certain topic and kind of, I don't know if I hate the thought of taking medicine because it's just like I want to be able to raw dog it, right? I want to be able to manage this myself and kind of be better than almost medicine, which I think that it's almost a fool's errand to kind of do that. But I also noticed when I was on those Ritalins and when I was on those prescribed medicines that it would make me focus, but I felt like part of myself and part of who I was lost, right? I felt like I was almost 90%, right? And I felt like that 10% was the emotions and being more human and kind of, so I dance around this line of like, do I go back on the medicine because I can get more stuff done? I really was prescribed Ritalin when I was doing the houses, and it really helped me to streamline my things and be more organized and put more focus onto things I needed to get done and do them. And now that I'm not, I'm kind of like, I'm waffling and I'm noticing that I'm trying to distract myself from my normal thoughts because they're so overwhelming, which then puts procrastination more of a deal, and then I'm numbing myself with whether it's food or TV, and so I gotta calm down the noise so then I can kind of get to what I feel God is giving me this time to do, and I'm feeling like I am figuring it out. I'm getting somewhere, but I'm so used to the big lose the weight and the visual things and things that I'm working through. So really trying to get granular with who I am and learn myself more so I can kind of navigate my life a little bit better and make things a little streamlined and make things, hey, I just can't do this because it'll knock me off course, right? And trying to streamline my life and kind of put some blinders on and figure out myself and figure out, I sit here right now and one of my major things in my life is I have never been really comfortable in my own skin. I've never been able to sit down and have these thoughts. And it's weird for me. It's weird for me to be a parent and have my own thoughts and be confident in who I am, because I've never really felt like I've ever had the possibility or the forum to do that. I always have been navigating everybody else and making everybody else happy and doing everything I think I need to do. Like, I can be the perfect person, but like that's not who I am, right? I'm not fucking perfect. I'm a disaster, and listen, I can't be perfect. So a lot on my mind today, and I think that I really need to just kind of make these a little less time and streamline them and kind of go into the growth that's granular, and really kind of pick a topic and focus on that. But I have a very fucking hard time with that because of my ADD. So it takes me into, but you want to say this and you want to say that. So I'm also working on communication, right? There's things that I repeat, and there's things that maybe I should take a pause in when I speak, right? I feel like that doesn't give the listener or whoever I'm talking with the time to process what I've said. So I'm just a 36-year-old man who's trying to figure myself out, and it's really fucking frustrating because you get to a certain point and you feel good about yourself, and then the confidence is there, and then something knocks you back, and your confidence is lost, and you're kind of like, well, why do I feel like this, and why is it so fucking hard? Why is life so fucking hard, right? Why am I the way I am, and why can't I just be okay with that? And giving myself grace, the constant roller coaster of grace, confidence, and happiness, and what am I meant for, and answering those big questions that I feel like I'm going to work my whole life to try to figure those out. But why am I so hard on myself right now? I don't have to have it figured out. I don't have to. Why can't I just be happy in the moment? So I'm going to try to focus more on some of these things and break it down a little bit so it's cool, it's smaller, and I can focus on them and work on them and use some of the thousands of hours of podcasts and work I've done on myself to help steer people in the direction of helping themselves out to feel more confident and to be the person that they are and to not be fraudulent in who they are and numb themselves, whether that's drugs or food or TV or anything. So, but I have to do it myself, and it's fucking hard, and it's scary, and it's shitty, and changing who you are is tough. And once I feel like once that ball is rolling, it only becomes more and more tough. It's like a snowball, right? You start a snowball, right, and you start rolling it down the hill, and it progressively gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? We're going downhill, and it's harder to move, but it's good. It's going the direction it should go, but the growth continues to get more cumbersome, and it's harder to really get granular with myself. And why do I do that? Why are those reactions this way? And why can't I verbalize how I feel until a day later? Why can't I put the emphasis to process things in the next 5 minutes as opposed to, hey, you did this yesterday and I don't like it, right? And so it's a lot, and I know it's a lot, and I'm overwhelmed with it, but life is overwhelming, and it's really cool and freeing for me to get on here and just kind of verbalize the havoc that goes on in my head, because I think that if you're honest with yourself, there's a lot of havoc that goes on in everyone's head, and we're all going through this life, whether it's different situations, but it's all the same. We're all figuring our own shit out, and we all have so much shit, and we're all in it together. So if we can kind of find a space where we can do it together and figure it out and kind of just help each other, we can do that. And I'm here for that, and I'm going to put that out, and I don't give. I'm just going to be myself, and that's what it is. So everybody have a great day, and remember that it's okay to not be okay, and remember that you're worthy and you can do anything you want to do in this life. You just have to put your head down and do it. And people love you. Have a great day.